Good morning, Parkway Heights. If you don't know me by name, you might know me by reputation. I am one of the youth who fell through the ceiling at a particularly exciting lock-in about 40 years ago. I'm also an ordained deacon and a university chaplain at SMU in Dallas. I want to highlight today 3 gifts that Parkway Heights gave me growing up there. The first is this church saw in me gifts that I didn't see in myself and offered me opportunities to grow into all that God had created me to be. Carol Smith, our youth director, managed to get me elected to the Conference Council on Youth Ministry as a young youth, and I've been engaged in the general church ever since. Becky Grantham invited me as a 5th grader to be a reader on Laity Sunday. I can still see us sitting in the chancel and feel her gentle pat on my leg. Maybe she sensed my nervousness. Maybe I was being a little too squirmy. Second, this church encouraged me and everyone else here to ask questions, big questions. Spiritual life and intellectual life could not be separated here. The two always go together. I honestly think that's why university chaplaincy is where I have lived out my calling. In this place, faith is always seeking understanding. And finally, this church gave me the gift of seeing women in leadership everywhere. Miss Grantham and Carol and Susan Donahue sharing her UMW travels to Senegal, Lonette Clyburn and Iva Brown leading Edward Street, and so many other women leading alongside men throughout the church. Most importantly for me was the presence of Becky Wimberly, the diaconal minister here for most of my childhood, standing in this chancel, wearing a black robe, leading us in worship. It was her presence and the visionary leadership of Reverend John Ed Thomas that brought her here. That is the reason that I never knew women couldn't be in ministry. So thank you, Parkway Heights, for all of the ways that you nurtured my faith and my calling.